Hello, Guardians. It is Ebontis here, and we are back for the Dawning, which is going to be what's occupying our holiday season here in Destiny 2 for a few weeks. And as usual, the Dawning doesn't have a ton going on. It's mostly about the cosmetics, but we do have a couple things that you are going to earn. Depending on if you're a new player or if you're a veteran player, you may have more or less things to earn. But there are a couple things that I want to cover. One specifically that is going to really help you out speed through some of this process. It may be a boring way to do it, but we're talking about efficiency here because there's a lot of things that you got to go through. So a couple of the quests we've got this season are going to be all to all a good flight, which is our upgrades for our ship. I'll show you guys in a second. And then we also have the community effort, which is share the Dawning Spirit. I'm recording this the next day. Looks like we're at 73%, and I've delivered the one cookie that I need to. So at this point, not sure what's going to happen with this thing, if there's anything else that happens once this hits 100%. Obviously, I'll let you guys know. It does say step 1 of 10. So I don't know if this kicks off something else, if this is going to be part of the Hawkmoon quest, because it is dealing with Spider. Don't really know yet, but we'll just have to see what comes of that. But the big thing you'll notice is, and to all a good flight has 14 quest steps. Now, for each step, you're going to have to deliver a specific type of cookie to somebody in Destiny's world. The one step I'm on right now is to deliver a cookie to Devram K. Now, if you need to know the recipes, I'm going to put links to all the recipes. There's links that you can pull up in your Discord. There's images out there. There's a lot of ways to find the recipes, so if you need to know what it is, that one's not that hard to find. I'm not going to go through all those. But there are 2 things that you need. Well, I guess I should say 3. The ingredients to make each cookie. You're going to need the essence of Dawning to also be able to create each cookie. And then the goal of what you're going to get is as you deliver those cookies to any of the vendors in the game, you're going to get Dawning Spirit generated. I'm up to 43. Now, the best way I can tell you guys to do this is a very kind of tricky one. Shout out to Jarvinus. I'm going to link his chapter or his channel down below. We've had him on the Last Word podcast before. Honestly, great guy. And this is one of those things that I did not think of, but shout out to him, so I got to give him credit where credit's due. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make a non-recipe. And I mean that as there are recipes that go to all the different vendors, but if you don't make any of the specific recipes and you put 2 other ingredients in there, then you make something called burnt edge transits. And edge transits, there was a joke about that grenade launcher a while ago. That being said, you cannot make the burnt edge transit if you masterwork your oven. So do this before you masterwork your oven, otherwise you will not have the opportunity to. Because once it's masterworked, all you're going to be able to do is come down here and pick whatever you can make. You can't put ingredients in randomly because basically at that point you know all the recipes. You can't mess up anymore, in quotes I should say. So don't masterwork your oven until you are done with all this other stuff. You can do that later on. Now, some people would say you need to masterwork your oven because it reduces the cost of, you know, certain things like this. And once you get all the spirit that you need, you can totally masterwork it. I'll show you that in just a second. But you can right now take anything that you've got and make something, and there's going to be a lot of different options. But what you're going to want to do is make one of the recipes that you can't do. So if you put 2 ingredients together and they don't make a recipe, that's what you're going to want to do to make these edge transits. So make sure you haven't figured out all the recipes yet, or at least don't masterwork it if you have. So for example, there's a really popular one. You can do chitin powder, and you can also do balanced flavors. Now you'll notice this takes 15 essence. Okay, so I go put my 15 essence in. I get burnt edge transit. Now, this is the weird part about this, and if you can do this before Sunday, if they fix it potentially on a reset, I don't know if they're going to be able to fix this one, but try and jump on this if you can. So when you come over to Rahul and you give him burnt edge transits, you turn around and you get 2 things. One, you get your 15 essence back so you can continually reuse that, and you get your Dawning Spirit. Now, the Dawning Spirit is what you're going to use to upgrade your ship. When you start the quest, you talk to Evil Levante, you go around, bake the random cookies for people, that's fine. But the ship itself has certain upgrades. We've got a unique shader to this one. As you can see, it's actually got the dawning animation moving across it. You're going to get a unique transmat effect, you're going to get a unique engine effect, and you're also going to get Spirit of the Season. Grants a chance to generate Dawning Spirit whenever you find a dawning ingredient. So if you wear this ship during the dawning event, likely by the time you have this upgraded, you won't be needing to make any more spirit for you, but you'll be making spirit for the entire community, which is going to help us basically push through the community effort much faster. As I said, if you go to your quest tab, once you start this thing and you get the other piece, this is step 1 of 10. Now, I don't know if after we get to the 100%, the other steps go quicker, but if we have to get more community dawning spirit, the ship is going to help you with that. But if you just want to fully upgrade the ship either way, this is going to be the fastest way to do it. Now, where to do this? Follow me to the moon. All right, so there are 2 recipes that I'm going to show you guys that will work to help you create burnt edge transits. They're both going to use chitin powder. So when you go to the moon, we're going to be hanging out in the Altars of Sorrow up in the top northeast. I'm up to 70 now, which is not too shabby. And you're either going to be making bullet spray or you're going to be making balanced flavors. Now you're going to make a bunch of other stuff in here as well because both of these are arc, but you don't want to use those. Now, it's all related to 2 different exotics. One is RiskRunner. Now, the big thing about RiskRunner is when you take arc damage, you increase your weapon power and your arc resistance. And then you also have Arc Conductor. The shots chain lightning between other enemies. So you can just sit there and basically continually fire because it returns ammo to your clip as well as you get kills. So if you get a kill within 5 seconds, there's a lot of low-level adds that you're going to electrocute, so it happens fairly quickly. The only problem is trying to get it to start proccing. Now, as a Titan and a Warlock, you have this grenade. Pulse grenade, throw it at your feet. An Arc Conductor, for me, is already active. So that's one of those that I'm able to actually proc on my own. Not all classes, theoretically, are going to be able to do this. But if I start here, I throw this at my feet, I can just start firing. And as long as you have enemies coming at you continuously, and you kill an enemy once every 5 or so seconds, you're able to continually have Arc Conductor up. And the biggest thing you have to watch is make sure you pick up ammo. As long as you pick up ammo and you continually fire, you're going to be getting bullet spray, you're going to be getting chitin powder, and that is just going to be a non-stop thing. So that's one way to do it. It helps for Titans and Warlocks to have the grenade up every so often, so you can actually get it to proc yourself in case you run out. There are some enemies that are going to do arc damage, but not as frequently, so having a grenade do it for you is beneficial. Alright, so the second recipe is going to be chitin powder, and this time balanced flavors, and this does come from bow kills specifically is where we're going to get our use out of this. Now, for this one, what we're going to be doing is using Trinity Ghoul. And if you have the Catalyst, it makes this insanely better. So if you don't have the Catalyst, it's a good time to grind it out anyway. Lightning Rod, precision kills grant the next shot chain lightning capabilities. It's very powerful. But it used to be a little harder to proc. When you finish the Catalyst, what you're able to do, Lightning Rod now triggers from any arc damage final blow. Now that is really easy to do. If you get an arc damage final blow from a lightning storm on low level adds, you get Lightning Rod back and you can do it again. So let me go show you guys how this one works. Probably got one of these Altars of Sorrow that's up. And all you want to do is find a decently high perch, get your first precision shot, and then just focus up on what you're killing each time. So I need 1 precision. Here you go. So now, the chain lightning is going to go between all the adds. And the main thing that you want to focus on is the smaller adds because they're going to be what you can kill easier. Now, granted, if you find a lower level add, you kill it, you get it proc. But you can sit up here all day long, find a decent perch, and you're probably going to run out of ammo before you run out of the ability to get the arc kills. And again, the lightning damage is so good. You don't have a time constraint on this one. You can just sit here. I'm always typically going to chain to the next guys. Now, as long as you have a group of people with you, this will work. Somebody trying to do Altars of Sorrow, somebody actually working on some of the other adds. It's going to be a little harder if you're the only one trying to do this solo, so if that's the case, honestly just go to orbit, load back into this zone, and then see if you find a group that's already working on it, and then just sit back here and chain, and you'll notice what's popping up in the corner. I get balanced flavors, I get electric stuff, and then every so often it seems like the actual hive ingredient is the slowest, because I'm going to have far more balanced flavors than I probably ever am, you know, the chitin. But either way, if you do ever miss, all you got to do is get one kill, and you're literally back in it. You can just sit up here in a perch. I'm going to go through 60 ammo, probably before I worry about anything else. And again, if you make that shot where it doesn't actually get the kill, go get a low-level add, and you're good to go again. And you'll sit up here doing this. Now, will I say this is entertaining and my review of the Dawning will come later? Nah, but if you do want to grind this stuff out, this is a very efficient way to get your Dawning Spirit, which is a really slow process. Now, you're going to have to do this about 170 times or something of that nature, so it's going to be a slow process. But if you're able to grind all of this stuff out now, and then you have the ability to make all of those burnt edge transits, you don't have to rush the creation of the burnt edge transits. If you want to do like, hey, I can only stand doing about 50 at a time and then I got to go do something else. Well, break them up. But if you have the materials, that will be key. So the goal right now, first, get the materials. Do not, see, I just ran out of ammo before anything else. Do not masterwork your oven so you can continue to make the burnt edge transits. And then once you have those burnt edge transits, you turn in all of those to Rahul. And that way you only need a max of 15 dawning. So go do like 1 strike or something. I have 65, but I'm never going to use them. So again, 77 chitin powder. Balanced flavors. Use my 15. I turn it into him. I get the 15 back, and I do it again. Now, it's going to be a slow process to sit there and make it every time, because you can't sit here and just pump these out like you could if you had a bunch of Essence of Dawning. And if I find a great way to farm Essence of Dawning, I will let you guys know. But hopefully this one is helpful to you guys. If you do enjoy the video, drop a like below. If you don't know Jarvinus's channel for YouTube already, make sure you go give him a follow. His is down in the description as well. So definitely check him out. So if you guys are looking for me, you can find me on Twitter and Twitch. It's Ebontis on both. Right here on YouTube, if you guys are new to the channel, drop a like below. Leave a comment if you want to say hello. If you have any other grinding methods, please comment those as well. And if you're new, hit that subscription button and the alert bell, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one. I'll see you soon.